Hello internet people. In this video, I'll show you how to verify your WordPress website in Google Search Console. And we will do it for all domain properties in one go. Arnie, how do you verify your Search Console?
I need your clothes, your boots, and your motorcycle.
Tip sweat punch. Alright, to verify that you actually own the domain and all variations of it, Google requires a DNS verification. It sounds complicated and really techy, but it only takes a bit more time to set up than the other verification methods, but it's worth it because then you'll have all your domain variations like HTTP and HTTPS under one domain property instead of having multiple domains as you see on my screen now. For the DNS verification to work, you will need a Google account, access to domain DNS, so basically access to manage the domain's DNS records. If you bought the domain from the same place as you're hosting, then you're all set. And obviously then you also need access to hosting dashboard, such as cPanel. If all of this sounds too scary and too much work, you can also verify your domain with meta tags right from your WordPress dashboard. A tutorial of how to do that will appear on your screen now. But I really recommend you do it with the DNS, as I will show you in this video. It's less hassle in the long run. And it ends up sounding like this.
Introducing Avada. This is Avada.
Okay, let's get started. Go to Google and search for Google Search Console. And select the first option. Here, just click on Start Now. Now, if you've never used Search Console, then you will see this screen. In my case, I've used it before and I see something like this. And maybe you end up in the old view of Webmaster Tools, it looks like this. If you did, just click on the Use New Search Console button and you will end up on the same screen as I am now. Now, just below the Search Console logo, click on drop down and select Add Property Type. Okay, now since I got everybody to see the same page, there are two options. The domain property type will combine all combinations of your domain under one property. So for example, all your subdomains and HTTP and HTTPS, and for example, www and non-www. The benefit of this is that you won't have 6 different properties, but one combined one. So instead of this mess here, you would have one for all of them because they all share the same domain. The other type is URL prefix property type, and it allows only specific URLs. So you will need to set up HTTP and HTTPS separately, but the advantage is that it's easier to set up and it is useful if you want to track your subdomain and the main domain separately. Since we always think long term, we will use the domain property type. Here are Arnie's illustration of the two types. Here's the domain property. And here is the URL prefix property. So type in your domain without the HTTP or www. So in my case, I'll be using storemonkeywp.com. Then click on continue. In the next screen, Google provides instructions on how to verify the DNS records. Just click on copy to copy the verification code to your clipboard. And now you have to go to the website where you bought the domain and where you are hosting your website. If you bought the domain at another provider than your hosting provider, for example, you bought domain at Namecheap, but you are hosting the site on GoDaddy, you still need to go to GoDaddy, so the hosting provider's cPanel. So this is where it gets a bit tricky. I'm using HostPapa's cPanel, but unfortunately every hosting provider has a slightly different location where they keep the DNS records and where you can update them. So you might be feeling like this. I'll show you how it works on HostPapa and GoDaddy. If you use another hosting, this is still useful to you. I will show you what to do with the DNS and how to add the verification code. This is exactly the same in all hosting providers. And then I'll provide a link to a page where you can find instructions with your hosting provider. Okay, this is how it works in HostPapa. So I'm in my cPanel. Navigate to Domains section and click on Domains. Find the domain that you want to add to Search Console and then click on Manage. Then here on the right, click on Modify Zones. At the top, click on Add Record. So in the name field, type your domain name without the www or http. So in my case, it's storemonkeywp.com. Then change the type to txt. And in the record field, paste the verification code that we copied from Search Console. Then click on Add Record. Now you can see the record is added here below. And now you could go to Search Console and click on Verify. Well, that was more or less like this. But let me quickly show how to do this on GoDaddy as well. So log into GoDaddy and go to My Products. Under Domains, select the domain you want to verify in Search Console and click on DNS. At the bottom of the list, click on Add. Choose type to be txt. And in host field, type your domain. In my case, it's storemonkeywp.com. And in the txt value field, paste the verification code that we copied from Search Console. The TTL you can keep as default and then click on Save. Now the record is added and you can go to Google Search Console and click on Verify. Now you can find the link to this Google page in the description. It has a list of almost 100 hosting providers and where to add the txt DNS record. Arnie, how was that?
Only pain.
Okay, so now you can go back to Google Search Console and click on Verify. For me, it worked immediately. However, it might throw you an error like this, because it might take up to 24 hours to propagate properly. So please wait for a day if it doesn't work right away. After a day, if it still doesn't work, then there's something wrong with the DNS record. So if we continue, after there is a brief explanation of the new domain property. If you want to learn more, just click on the link here. Otherwise, just click on Start. Now you can see an empty dashboard. It can take days or weeks before you will start seeing real data. After some time, you will see data like this, where you can see what search words bring you SEO traffic, and you are able to notify Google that you have new pages and it needs to crawl them. My name is Robert, and if you're looking to master the digital world while getting entertained, this is the channel for you. So hit that subscribe button and find the bell icon so that you get notified about new videos. Next, check out the first video that gives you a walk through the Google Search Console dashboard with all the features and what they do. Or if you want to know how to use Google Search Console to submit your new website to Google, check out the second video. Whoosh!